Welcome to Turkonomics. Today we're taking a deep dive into the economic powerhouse that was the Ottoman Empire. Spanning over 6 centuries, the Ottoman Empire controlled a vast territory that connected 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. This strategic position allowed the empire to develop one of the most sophisticated and diverse economies of its time. But what made the Ottoman economy so dynamic, and what challenges did it face that eventually contributed to its decline? Let's explore. Let's start with the foundation of the Ottoman economy: agriculture. Agriculture was not just the backbone of the economy, it was the lifeblood of the empire. The vast majority of the Ottoman population lived in rural areas, where they worked as farmers and relied heavily on agriculture to sustain themselves. The empire's diverse geography, ranging from the fertile plains of Anatolia to the rich Nile Delta, enabled the cultivation of a wide variety of crops. Major crops included wheat, barley, corn, rice, cotton, and tobacco. These were staple products not only for local consumption but also for trade. The Ottoman lands were blessed with abundant water supplies and sophisticated irrigation systems, allowing for the production of surplus food. This surplus was crucial as it enabled the empire to engage in both domestic trade and export to international markets. But the Ottoman economy was not limited to agriculture. Manufacturing played an equally important role. The empire was renowned for its craftsmanship, particularly in textiles and metalwork. Ottoman textiles, including silks, carpets, and other woven goods, were highly sought after in Europe and beyond. The same can be said for their metalwork. Craftsmen in cities like Istanbul, Damascus, and Cairo produced exquisite swords, armor, and other metal goods that were prized across the world. These industries were more than just sources of income, they were a symbol of Ottoman culture and identity. The skilled craftsmanship was passed down through generations, ensuring that the quality of Ottoman products remained consistently high. This manufacturing prowess not only fueled the domestic economy but also solidified the empire's reputation as a major player in international trade. Now, let's talk about trade. The Ottoman Empire's strategic location at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa made it a natural hub for global trade. The empire controlled key trade routes, including the famous Silk Road, which connected the East and the West. Ottoman merchants traded everything from spices and silk to gold and precious stones. The empire's ports were bustling centers of commerce, with goods flowing in and out from all corners of the world. The Ottoman trade network was incredibly well developed, with a sophisticated system of roads, caravanserais, and ports that facilitated the efficient movement of goods. This infrastructure was essential in maintaining the flow of trade and ensuring that the empire could continue to thrive economically. But trade wasn't just about moving goods, it was also about cultural exchange. The Ottoman Empire was a melting pot of cultures where ideas, technologies, and innovations from different regions blended together. However, the Ottoman economy wasn't without its challenges. One of the most notable aspects of the empire's economic structure was the system of capitulations and tax farming. Capitulations were essentially state-controlled monopolies that granted certain merchants or traders exclusive rights to produce and sell specific goods. These monopolies were designed to stimulate economic activity and generate revenue for the government. Tax farming, on the other hand, involved the state granting concessions to individuals or groups to collect taxes from certain regions. While these systems were effective in generating revenue, they also had significant drawbacks. The capitulations, intended to regulate and control trade, often led to inefficiencies and corruption. Monopoly holders could exploit their exclusive rights, leading to inflated prices and reduced competition. Similarly, tax farming was rife with abuse. Tax farmers, who were more concerned with maximizing their profits than fairly collecting taxes, often extorted excessive amounts from the populace, leading to widespread discontent. The agricultural sector itself, while a major strength, also had its vulnerabilities. Land ownership and distribution were persistent issues. Over time, power and wealth became concentrated in the hands of large landowners, while smaller farmers struggled to compete. This disparity led to an unequal distribution of wealth and exacerbated social tensions. Additionally, agriculture, being highly dependent on environmental factors, was vulnerable to natural disasters such as droughts or floods, which could devastate crops and trigger economic downturns. Another major challenge the Ottoman economy faced was its inability to keep pace with European industrialization. As Europe underwent the Industrial Revolution, it began to produce goods more cheaply and in greater quantities than ever before. European textiles, for example, were often of higher quality and lower cost than those produced in the Ottoman Empire. This created a significant competitive disadvantage for Ottoman industries, which struggled to maintain their market share both domestically and internationally. Furthermore, the empire's frequent wars and military campaigns drained resources and disrupted trade. The Ottomans were often at odds with rising European powers, who were expanding their influence both economically and militarily. These external pressures, combined with internal inefficiencies, weakened the empire's economic foundation. Corruption and inefficiency were other significant issues. As the empire expanded, its administrative apparatus struggled to keep up with the demands of governing such a vast territory. Corruption became rampant, with officials often more interested in personal gain than in the welfare of the state. This further eroded the efficiency of the empire's economic systems and contributed to its gradual decline. By the 18th and 19th centuries, the cumulative effect of these challenges, economic stagnation, reliance on an outdated agricultural system, external pressures from industrialized Europe, and internal corruption had taken its toll. The Ottoman Empire, once a thriving economic hub, was increasingly unable to compete on the global stage. Despite its many strengths, the Ottoman economy could not withstand the pressures of the modern world. By the time of its dissolution after World War I, the empire that once controlled some of the most lucrative trade routes in the world had lost much of its economic power and influence. Today, the legacy of the Ottoman Empire's economy lives on in the cultural and economic practices of the countries that once formed part of its vast territory. The empire's unique blend of traditional and modern economic practices serves as a fascinating study in how economies develop and adapt or fail to adapt to changing times.